Welcome back to the show, where we break down the biggest stories in baseball with high-octane energy and zero fluff. We are starting off with the St. Louis Cardinals, who are making a serious statement right out of the gate with a 13-8 record. You have to wonder if this young squad, led by front office newcomer Chaim Bloom, has what it takes to actually win the NL Central, or if the division titans like the Cubs and Brewers will eventually push them out of the race.
Tired of dropping your phone or struggling to prop it up? Meet the Pop Sockets phone grip with expanding kickstand in black, your new must-have accessory. Don't miss out. Grab yours today. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Next up, we are diving deep into the Cardinals again, because the truth about their start is a wild mix of reality and hype. Young star Jordan Walker is putting on an absolute clinic with a 14-game hitting streak and massive power numbers, while pitchers Michael McGreevy and Matthew Liberatore are looking like permanent rotation fixtures. We have to address the inconsistencies in the bullpen and the roller coaster start from Dustin May to see what is real and what is just early season noise. Moving over to the north side, where the Chicago Cubs are heating up in a big way after sweeping the Mets. They have now reeled off 5 straight wins, and manager Craig Counsell has them firing on all cylinders, even while navigating a packed and dangerous division. With a pitching staff that just blanked the opposition in back-to-back games, and a lineup showing real bite, they are proving that they are a force to be reckoned with this season. Finally, we are looking across the entire league in our latest power rankings, where the Braves and Padres are dominating headlines, while some heavy hitters like the Mets and Royals are in freefall. From the latest on the pitching rotation, changes, to incredible individual efforts across the majors, we are covering it all right here. If you want to keep up with every pitch and every major shift in the league, then make sure you hit that like button and subscribe with the bell turned on so you never miss a single update. Is the St. Louis Cardinals' hot start just a flash in the pan, or are we witnessing the dawn of a legitimate power shift in the NL Central? Sitting at 13-8 after 21 games, the Birds are buzzing, and for the first time since 2022, they actually feel like a postseason threat. But before we crown them division champs, we have to look under the hood. Following the 2025 season, the front office underwent a seismic shift as Chaim Bloom took the reins from John Mozeliak, sparking a firezill that sent stars like Nolan Arenado and Sonny Gray packing. On paper, it looked like a rebuild, but sometimes, subtraction is the ultimate form of addition. By clearing the deck, Bloom has handed the keys to a hungry core of young guns like J.J. Weatherholt, Nolan Gorman, and Jordan Walker, who are playing with a loose, underdog energy that's breathing new life into the clubhouse. Bloom's philosophy is proving that adaptability beats legacy, and for now, the vibes are immaculate. Yet, we have to keep our feet on the ground. The NL Central is currently an absolute bloodbath, where every team is hovering above .500, and reality has a nasty habit of setting in. With juggernauts like the Cubs and Brewers, who dominated the postseason landscape just last year, and a red squad that is absolutely stacked on the mound, the Cardinals are punching up against teams with deeper rosters and more proven depth. Can this youthful exuberance overcome the cold, hard math of a long season? That remains the million-dollar question. If you are enjoying this deep dive into the NL Central, hit that subscribe button and join the conversation in the comments. Do you think the kids can keep this pace, or is the talent gap in this division just too wide? At the end of the day, baseball is a game of attrition, and while the Cardinals have the momentum, they are about to find out if heart is enough to survive the grind. Are the St. Louis Cardinals for real, or is this early season success just a mirage? With a 13-8 start under their belts, the Cards are sitting pretty in second place in the NL Central, breathing down the necks of the division-leading Reds. But before we get ahead of ourselves, remember, we're barely 13% into the 2026 season. It's a marathon, not a sprint, so let's separate the hype from the cold, hard reality. First up, let's talk about the absolute force of nature that is Jordan Walker. At just 23, he isn't just hitting home runs, he's playing the game at an elite level. With a .305 batting average and a 14-game hitting streak entering Monday, he's not just a power threat. He's the engine of this offense. Walker is the real deal, and he's clearly ready to be the face of this franchise. Then there's the rotation. We came into this year wondering who would step up, and the answer seems to be Michael McGreevy and Matthew Liberatore. These guys are proving they aren't just depth pieces, they're core rotation fixtures. With eras hovering in the low to mid threes and under, the Cardinals are finally developing the pitching stability they've been craving. That's a massive win for the long-term outlook of this team. But it's not all sunshine and rainbows. The bullpen is officially a tale of two cities. Riley O'Brien is dealing, tossing goose eggs and locking down games like an all-star. But look a little further down the depth chart, and you'll find guys like Matt Svanson and Ryan Stanek putting up some ugly numbers. If St. Louis wants to make a real run, they've got to fix that volatility before it costs them games that actually matter. And what about Dustin May? He started his Cardinals tenure looking shaky, to put it mildly. But don't write the obituary yet. He's bounced back with 2 straight 6-inning, 1-run performances. His advanced metrics suggest he's finding his groove, and he's trending exactly where he needs to be. So, what's the verdict? The Cardinals have the talent to keep this momentum going, but the bullpen depth is the glaring warning light on the dashboard. Do you think they need to make a trade to bolster those relief arms, or should they trust the guys they have? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, hit that subscribe button for your daily sports fix, and remember, in baseball, the only thing more predictable than a slump is how quickly things can change. Ever feel like you're stuck in a loop, hitting the snooze button on reality while the rest of the world speeds ahead? Well, if you're a Cubs fan, you might finally have a reason to wake up and smile. Welcome back to the show. The Cubs just swept the Mets, pushing their record to 12-9, but here's the kicker. They're still technically tied for last in a brutally competitive NL Central. It sounds insane, right? They've outscored their opponents by a whopping 30 runs, which mathematically labels them as one of the best teams in baseball, yet the standings refuse to play along. But let's look at the heart of the matter. The boys in blue have won 5 straight. 5. If they snag a win against the Phillies tonight, they'll tie the longest winning streak of the Craig Counsell era. That's not just a statistic, that's a statement. Speaking of the Phillies, they're rolling into town looking for revenge after the Cubs absolutely dismantled them in Philly just last week, plating 28 runs in that series alone. But it isn't just the offense catching fire. The bullpen, names like Ben Brown and Caleb Thielbar, shut the door on the Mets all weekend. We know winning close games is the true test of a contender, and this relief corps is stepping up exactly when it counts. Beyond the diamond, baseball is reminding us why we watch. From that viral moment of a young fan gifting a game ball to his sister, to Munetaka Murakami tearing up the record books with his power, the game is alive and well. We're also watching a massive shakeup in the front office world with the Padres, $3.96 billion sale, a move that might just be the buffer we need to dodge a winter lockout. And can we talk about the legendary David Byan? If you caught his Coachella set, you know the man is ageless. He isn't chasing the nostalgia of a Talking Heads reunion, he's crafting something brand new and undeniably electric. It's a lesson for all of us. Sometimes, you have to let go of the past to find your best rhythm in the present. So, what's your take? Is this Cubs surge for real, or are we just catching lightning in a bottle? Drop a comment below, and let's keep the conversation going. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for your daily dose of diamond drama. Remember, the ride never stops, you've just gotta go with it. Welcome back to the show, baseball fans. The MLB season is officially settling into its rhythm, and if you haven't been paying attention to the NL Central, you might want to start now. Because the power dynamics are shifting, and some former giants are looking at a serious freefall. Starting at the top, the Dodgers hold the crown, though it hasn't been all sunshine in LA. Shohei Ohtani's on-base streak is now a legendary 51 games, but the team stumbled against the Rockies, and concern is mounting over Edwin Diaz, who looked shaky on the mound this weekend. Could an IL stint be on the horizon? We're watching closely. Meanwhile, the Braves are absolutely tearing the cover off the ball. A sweep of the Phillies, capped off by a Sunday night baseball victory, solidified their position. Michael Harris II is back in form, and this team feels unstoppable. Speaking of hot, the Padres are climbing, and Mason Miller, the guy is single-handedly hoarding all the power in the league. It's a joy to watch. But let's talk about the teams in freefall. The Mets are currently enduring a brutal 11-game losing streak, their worst since 2004. With the offense ghosting in most of those games, the pressure on manager Carlos Mendoza is reaching a boiling point. The Royals aren't faring much better. They've dropped 7 straight, and the tension between veteran Salvador Perez and the coaching staff over his mental breather tells you everything you need to know about the current vibe in Kansas City. On the flip side, keep an eye on the Reds, who are riding their best start since 2006, and the Cardinals, who are finding ways to win the close ones. It's that early season magic that could define their summers. And for all you fans of the small ball resurgence, the Brewers are proving that there's still room for a well-executed bunt in today's high-velocity era. As we look ahead, the Giants have a massive test against the Dodgers, and the Mets are desperate for a lifeline. This season is already proving that no lead is safe and no slump is permanent. Who do you think will break their streak first, the Mets or the Royals? Drop your predictions in the comments below, hit that like button if you're loving the baseball chaos, and subscribe to keep up with every twist and turn of the season. Remember, in baseball, even the darkest streaks have to end eventually. The question is just how much damage is done before they do.